And then he's like, and then what's the guy's name? I don't know why John Wayne is in my head. Not the cowboy.
What the hell is his dad's name? I know his mom is Martha.
God, yeah,
Thomas.
Martha?
Is it Thomas?
Thomas Wayne.
I think it's Thomas.
Exactly. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, talking about good shows and what we like, there was a movie recently that kind of came on HBO and I were able to watch it. Batman, boys.
You mean The Batman?
Or The Batman. Yeah, let me not disrespect. I know we all seen it. I want to hear everybody's opinions. I think, honestly, this is a damn good movie. I like the one thing I liked about it the most. It didn't show a lie, right? Like I felt like this is Batman like at its base form. It ain't super technology or anything futuristic. Like he's doing investigations. Like you see it going. You know, to me, what
you say this.
Oh, he's got the contacts.
Right as I'm watching the contact-less scene over here on my other screen.
That's the only thing. But I'm saying, like, he's like, you can see him doing detective work. Like, he's following the chick, and, you know, he's going through it. The bike, like, he follows her on the bike to the hotel or to their apartment, then goes to the house where the shit happened. Like, that to me is like some real Batman-ass shit. I like that detective work aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And I just like how they portrayed Gotham, right? Like it's dark and gloomy. They kept that shit, but it felt like it just felt normal to me. Like this is like it took me back to like how the cartoon era was where you had Penguin and all that shit, and it was just like real grimy. And I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. It was long as fuck. 2 hours is fucking. That bitch was long. 3 hours? I thought it was 2 hours. It was 2 hours and something.
It's like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, that bitch was long. I started at 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, fuck, it's 1-something in the morning, bro. And it wasn't even done. I just got to the part where the Riddler's in jail and fucking boom, you know, spoiler alert, guys. Fucking Joker's in there with him. But
yeah, I guess we should let y'all know.
Yeah.
Well, this is not a spoiler-free review.
I mean, the movie's been out for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it dropped on HBO. So I mean, I hope y'all fucking seen it. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Same. I like the physicality that he brought to the Batman. I thought the fights were brutal. Like the punching that looked like there was weight to the punches. It was well done. I got a couple of gripes. I think that the flying suit was very goofy.
All right, I got to that scene after the whole internet memed it. Not that bad. It didn't even look that dumb. Yeah, I swear to God, the pictures I saw made it look like he was a hot dog flying through the sky, and it did not look like that. It just looked like he had a wingsuit on. What's so dumb about a wingsuit?
Like, I can't believe I missed the memes. I didn't see any of this.
People were laughing and talking about this is the dumbest thing ever.
But because they're expecting like this old, like the Batman fucking, like, you know, fucking super fucking technology. No, this is like, that's what I liked about it. It's like, I felt like authentic. Like this is, other than the contact lens, that shit threw me off. Like, I don't know how the fuck we got there, but not the wingsuit and all that's better. But
I thought that he was going to have like a base jumping like parachute or something. The wingsuit was so weird. It just felt like it came out of nowhere. And you can't, I've said this before, you can't look cool in a fucking in the wingsuit. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But the cool thing is it looked like he even like specially prepared for the wingsuit just for that scene. You know what I mean? Like he came equipped with it. Like it ain't like he could come like Tony said, it just felt like a little bit more realistic. Like you can't come with all your guns like Grand Theft Auto. Like you just whip out an RPG out of nowhere. Like it's like he had the wingsuit specifically for that moment. And then also, after that moment was done, you saw he kind of looked naked when he hit the ground. Like he was like without, you know? I thought it was interesting. It
also looked like that was his first time using the bitch, because he was fucking free falling. I'm like, yo, so it's like you just put this motherfucker on, and now you're like doing a horrible free fall with it.
Well, think of how you would train for using a wingsuit though. You would go out to like some remote area and you'd be
Open
doing it
area.
off like a cliff or something, right? You're not going to be training in a city. So it would make sense that he's kind of not super confident using a wingsuit in a city, even if he's had hours of training, elsewhere.
Shit blew my mind. I was like, wow, this guy almost killed himself.
I love how the city was Chicago and New York at the same time. I love that there was a Times Square that looked different, and I loved how there was a Madison Square Garden or Madison Square Gotham. I thought that was very cool that it was grounded in some sort of area.
Which
Was it Gotham Square Garden or something?
Gotham Square Gardens,
I was
yeah.
like, this is such a ripoff.
Which
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but Gotham, Metropolis, New York, and Chicago all exist in DC somewhere, right? Like all those cities actually exist. That's so wild to me. Where the hell is Gotham supposed to be? Where's
Originally Gotham is Metropolis at night. Like that's like the original thing. Like Metropolis and Gotham are the same city, but that's
Really?
like really old comic shit. I think Metropolis is supposed to be like a West Coast kind of LA city, and Gotham is supposed to be like an East Coast, like a New York City. But I don't really know where it is, to be honest.
There are a lot of places in New York called the Gotham. You got the Gotham nightclub. You got a whole bunch of Gotham stuff in New York. So it's a possibility it's New York. I
mean,
like
it's
to think it
based
is.
off New York City. Like,
The one thing that's scary, New York is like 3 weeks away from looking like this version of Gotham, bro. It's like all the trash on the streets. Everything is just asqueroso. It's like, ew, why is there so much trash?
You seen some trash can fires?
He didn't get
So,
that.
Mother, you were talking. What were your other gripes? Because you got to item 1 and we just like fucking ripped the mic from you.
There's this bit at the end. There's a bit at the end where he goes to talk to Catwoman, right? She's leaving town and they ride motorcycles together, right? But he surprises her. He surprises her. She didn't know he was there. But then he turns around to get immediately on his motorcycle that is somehow up these stairs. How the hell did Batman sneak up on her? I know Batman's stealthy, but I don't believe that Batman is stealthy enough to go up a bunch of stairs on a motorcycle silently behind someone.
Yeah, it was
It's
weird.
a movie. that's the only thing you can say. It's a fucking
Yeah,
movie.
I didn't notice that.
There were a couple of moments like that where I felt like that was an awkward transition. Like, for me, in all honesty, I think out of all the Batman movies, it's like The Dark Knight and then the Batman like right under it. I really enjoyed this, and I think it's better than the other movies in the Dark Knight trilogy.
I think I can agree with that. I think it'd be like Dark Knight, the Batman, and then I really enjoyed Tom Hardy's Bane take, so Dark Knight Rises is up there for me.
Yeah. I'm more of a Ra's al Ghul man, but
I do.
fucking I loved how dark, how gritty, all of that. I wanted him to get into a few more fights, cause besides the intro, like he beat up some goons, and then he fought like to get into the club. He pretty much doesn't fight. Like the ending sequence, there's some fight in there, but I wanted a little bit more physical detective work too. Like like he had some people to get through to get information or whatever.
I found it. There's a couple things I found it like, what the fuck? His car, all that boost and fucking engine work or whatever the fuck he had in the back of that fucking Charger or whatever it was. How's this fucking piece of shit Penguin car outrunning you? Like, bro, like you got some serious engine work redone on that fucking car. Like that shit is shooting out blue flames and shit. Like you really telling me that you can't fucking catch up to Penguin now? Come on, like
You didn't see what the car did to it when it did catch up?
yeah, bang that shit the fuck up. But I mean, it's like, bro, he should have never pulled off on you. Like maybe he's just a badass driver. He can't fucking drive.
Yeah,
right.
why even be a chase scene, right? Should have just cut it out of the entire movie.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
the-
saying that. I'm just saying like it's just
the chase scene was long, and it was an awkward chase scene for sure because they're in the chase scene like in rush hour traffic. They're like bumper to bumper stuck on the road.
I really like the chase scene, and I like the camera cuts, like the cinematic. aspect of the chase scenes were really good. They had a few scenes where they put it like the Grand Theft Auto right next to the wheel, like the right or left wheel. Those were my favorite scenes. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
That's where you're frantically going to press that cinematic mode again when you're playing GTA.
Have you guys ever tried to drive in cinematic mode in
You
Grand
crash
Theft Auto?
every time. You crash
Fucking
every
impossible,
time.
dude.
I don't know why that shit exists. It's so stupid.
Shit is
It's
dumb.
the dumbest shit. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking because it just doesn't work. The car should drive itself when you're in cinematic mode.
Ooh.
Then it's cinematic. Instead, you're just fucking crashing. It doesn't look cool at all.
And
I don't know
then
what the fuck they're thinking.
my second issue, because in Batman, one of my favorite characters is the Riddler. I don't like how they did the Riddler in this movie a little bit. Like, yeah, I mean the riddles and all this was cool and stuff, but like, I want the Riddler with the Riddler stick with the question mark stick. Like, I don't want the green suit with the question marks all over him, but like, I don't know. I know that it's all about the riddles and shit with Riddler, but it's like they never did Riddler good, bro. Even in the comics, like he looked like a clown with the green suit with the white question marks and super skinny and fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like, the actor did a good job.
I think he did a good job but it was like a horror. It felt like a horror film in the beginning of the movie when he's sitting there behind the guy.
And not only that, Riddler's like from the comics and shit. The man this motherfucker was killing motherfuckers. Like this is some real hardcore shit. Like I was like, damn, they fucking
This Riddler was basically like Saw plus QAnon. Like he was the Saw and QAnon Riddler.
Nah,
He had his little army at the end there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I was like, damn. And then also, how true is that? Or is there seawalls in New York City they can blow up and they'll just flood the whole fucking shit?
That seems more like a Chicago thing, but there's no seawalls in New York.
There are no seawalls in Chicago.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're really talking.
There's lakes. It's a land. It's like a fucking city in the center of the country. Like,
I mean, New Orleans definitely has like levees and shit like that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a New York thing, right? Like those fucking right by the bridges and the pier. Like I don't see that. I don't know how that shit flooded it because they built it up just above sea level. Like it was weird, but whatever.
Gotham, they fucked up. They actually built the city 50 feet below sea level. Don't know what they were thinking.
Fucking.
there's definitely shit you could blow up in New York City that'll cause flooding. But I don't think it'll like
Not to that
fucking
magnitude.
tsunami wave the entire city.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the whole fucking subway is underwater. Like, you could blow that shit up and just flood all over the place. Like,
Yeah, that shit be crazy. What?
I mean, it depends. You blow up a tunnel, like that is crossing underneath, like water. Yeah, but like,
YouTube, we're talking hypotheticals about a movie. We're not really discussing terroristic acts.
We all get fucking bombarded by the FBI and shit.
anyways, I fucking love the Riddler. Like, I want realistic villains, like villains that are gonna have like realistic motivations that I could understand, that they're capable of doing some shit. The only real fake shit that I saw with the Riddler was planting the bombs, getting the bombs, like that's kind of interesting. And then that fucking neck bomb, like, and I don't even know how complicated that is. It just seemed when he put it on the guy's neck, it was so bright. It just looked so high tech that I was like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, but the rest of his shit wasn't high tech, right? Yeah.
Right. But I liked the grittiness. Like, you could see that clearly that like the Zodiac Killer was like a big inspiration for how they designed the Riddler. And then the fact that Batman is supposed to be the world's greatest detective, I feel like even though Joker's like his most famous villain, I feel like the Riddler should be like they have like the game of cat and mouse that they play that's not action oriented. It's detective and clue and there's different themes that have to do with discovering who done it type of shit. The Riddler's his actions are a little weird to me though. I like the idea. Like, he's like, oh, the city's corrupt. We need to get rid of the corruption. These people are pieces of shit. So he takes out the corrupt DA. He takes out the corrupt guy running for mayor. And then the whole time he's focusing on the corrupt the guy, the source of the corruption, Falcone, and then he's like, and then what's the guy's name? I don't know what John Wayne is in my head. Not the cowboy.
What the hell is his dad's name? I know his mom is Martha.
God, yeah,
Thomas?
Martha?
Is it Thomas?
Thomas Wayne.
I think it's Thomas.
Exactly. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, he's like, yeah, Thomas Wayne attempted to do a really good thing by creating this fund, and bad people took advantage of it and did bad things. That's why I hate him.
Yeah, it
And
was
he's already
ridiculous.
dead. So I'll kill his innocent son. Bruce, you're like, dude, you were doing fine. Like I'm not condoning what you're doing, but I get the motivations. Now you're just gonna fucking kill Bruce Wayne because
Bruce
you're
Wayne-
a fucking orphan and you're jealous? Like, what the fuck?
Bruce Wayne was 8 when all this shit happened, or 9 or something. He's like, you're gonna fucking get it.
I was also confused too, right? Like in the when Batman visited him, right, in the psych ward or whatever, and he's like, I know who the real Batman is. I'm like, and then when it comes out, I was like, yo, I was so confused. I'm like, yo, does he really know who he is, or he's just talking shit and doesn't realize that that's fucking Bruce Wayne, like right in front of him. And even himself, Bruce Wayne was like, fuck. He looked at, like, he could even tell, he looked at the camera like, damn, they're gonna know who I am. And then when he realized, like, he didn't know who Batman really was, he was like, oh yeah. Then he started acting tough again. I was like, oh, this is so fucking ridiculous.
I think the Riddler probably could have figured out who Batman was, but he, like he said, it didn't matter. Like I think he said that it just basically didn't matter who Batman was.
Yeah, when he was saying I know who the true Batman is, I think he was speaking more to the character and the nature of Batman, which is why he's like, let's team up. Like we could do good things together. Like and it makes more sense now in retrospect if you go back. Every fucking time he did one of these things, like he was saying like, yo, this is to Batman. Like
Yeah,
he
it was a
wanted to
message.
include Batman and all this stuff. And another sign that he definitely did not know who Batman was is when Alfred opens up the letter and it blows up in his face. There's also a letter to Batman in there, but the letter to Batman is like in a fireproof envelope. So he intended to kill Bruce Wayne with the bomb and still deliver the letter to Batman. So he definitely didn't know.
Yeah.
that they were
That's
the
a good
same
point.
guy.
I do think he probably could have figured out who Bruce Wayne is, partially because I think the Batman has the worst ability to cover his tracks known to man.
Drive straight back to Bruce Manor. You're like, okay, dude.
I find it weird, like how Jokers are already in the psych ward. Like, cause I thought that was cool. Like, you know, they were talking. I'm like, I offer it, but I knew that was Joker. Like, who else would that fucking be there? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, damn, like, and I'm also curious who in the next movie, because they're gonna do another movie. Like, who is gonna play Batman? Is it the guy who played the Joker? Because that would be awesome. Forget his name.
Who's gonna play Batman?
I mean, Joker. Wow, my bad. Who's gonna play Joker in the next movie in the Batman? Like, is it gonna be the guy who played I forget his name, the guy who did Joker, who did a really fucking good job, or is it gonna be somebody else?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. He was hit such a tiny bit that I'd be curious to see what he could do with a full movie. But I'm also tired of Batman fighting Joker. He fights Joker all the time. Give us him fighting King Croc or something.
Damn. Also, Penguin too. I mean, he's still got to fight Penguin out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're making a TV show on HBO.
Yeah, I heard they're making a TV show.
And they're
really?
gonna build up. I think they're gonna show the Penguin become the Penguin.
Nice.
And I think they're gonna show Joker kind of coming into himself. Like like I saw there's a deleted scene where Batman like meets up with Joker or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And Joker's not the Joker quite yet. Like when it's like it's kind of like when he got arrested before, he was just like some dude doing dumb shit or whatever. And he's only now like becoming the Joker in Arkham Asylum. And I think the show is gonna expand on the Joker's character and then also expand on the Penguin. Now that the Penguin in all this chaos, you even saw like they're kind of foreshadowing. He's staring out the window, looking at like, all right, I could pick up the pieces now and take over the city. You know.
I hope he does have a bunch of penguins though. That'd be awesome. Like at the cartoon. Nah, I know it won't, but I'm saying that'd be cool. Just like, oh, I got a whole zoo full of little penguins everywhere with rockets behind their back, and that's classic old movie shit. But
yeah, Danny DeVito is a fire penguin.
Absolutely.
Not
his
a
body
cool
is
monster,
shaped for a
bro.
penguin too. Like
His body wasn't shaped like
that man's
that.
body is shaped like a penguin. Did you not see him as Sunny Philadelphia or is Sunny in Philadelphia? The man is penguin. Forever it will ever be penguin. Like there's nobody else that can play penguin like he plays penguin. Although this guy looked pretty good as playing penguin though. Give it to him.
Yeah, who was it? Colin Farrell?
Who?
Yeah.
Colin Farrell was the penguin?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch. I didn't even see the resemblance.
They did some crazy,
He has a
amazing
scar
work
on his face, and he just looks really. Damn, it did.
You could see it like here that it's Colin Farrell. But
Yep.
That's dope. I like Colin Farrell too. Like,
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. This movie was packed with talent, dude. John Turturro as Falcone. Fucking love John Turturro.
he's all right. I like him in Transformers.
Just sleeping on Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I never seen that movie.
It's good. It's surprisingly good.
he's sleeping on anger management.
Oh no, anger management was good.
I love he stares at the bald guy at the bar. He's always trying to get into fights with somebody, and he just starts staring at the guy at the bar. And he's like, "Hey, you got a problem with people with hair?" It's like the guy didn't say a damn thing to you.
That's fucking that's a good movie too. Damn. Nah, that movie I liked it. The Batman overall definitely is fucking the Batman. That shit is fucking good. And the guy who played as Batman also very good.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson is fantastic, man. His costume looks great. I got to say, his costume looks great. It looks leather. It looks weighty enough to like throw off these punches that people throw at him. There, if you look closely, it's got like some wear and tear on it from like previous battles. They did a great job on it.
Yeah, no, I definitely liked it. Sure, that shit. Also, I like how when he was getting like jumped in the subway with those little kids and shit. I liked how they were hitting him and he was taking the punches, but you can tell like, it kind of still affected him and shit. So like that to me is dope. Like this whole fake Batman.
He had perpetual black eyes the whole movie. His face was fucked up the whole time. Man.
I did like how I didn't like how he didn't like during the day normal like being the regular Bruce Wayne. He didn't fucking be all sore limpy enough for me. Like there was that one morning where he got up and you could tell he was just fucking dead. But it wasn't just like I don't know. I wish they would have brought more of a little bit of pain when he was just normal.
I did like his Bruce Wayne a pretty decent amount. He plays kind of like the weirdo, eccentric version of Bruce Wayne that I don't think we've seen before. Maybe in The Dark Knight Rises, he has a little bit of that weird hermit, billionaire weirdo thing going on. But I kind of liked his Bruce Wayne in this one. He played kind of like an eccentric shut-in.
Yeah, it's not my Bruce Wayne, but I could appreciate like what they were going for. Like this is a guy who lost both his parents. And then ever since then, he got raised by a butler and he's had everything he really needs except all the stuff that he really needs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like he's going to be a little fucked up, maybe a little bit of a recluse or whatever. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I did want to see more like classic Bruce Wayne, though. Like showing up at cocktail parties, wowing the crowd, being charismatic.
Running his business.
Right, he didn't run his business at all. This guy looks like he's running his business, like this company down in the drain. Like he's spending all his money into like Batman R&D,
Yeah.
So maybe in the next movie we'll see more of like him trying to make some plays to like now that the city's all fucked, he could do a lot,
Yeah.
This man should have been missing his teeth after he hit that bus.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was when he falls, like he fell so fucking hard. I'm like, all right, you should be a little bit more fucked up from that. And also like his car, visibly it kind of looks like, aside from the contact lens, all the stuff is like hey, look, we've acquired some stuff from like our various R&D departments, and we're just like putting this shit together. Like everything kind of looks a little put together. The car was like a little bit too impervious to damage. Like he was crashing into things. He just crashed through like a concrete pillar and obliterated it. I was like, not realistic. Like you don't even know like the amount of force you need to have to do something like that. Like I don't know. It's
Also,
just
a
crazy.
bomb went off in his face and nothing really happened to him.
I was going to point that out. That neck bomb that you mentioned,
Yeah.
he turns like this, and that stops the entire explosion. There's no damage done.
That shit was wild.
The cape is pure steel, bro. Reinforced.
Shit, that's why he's got to use the wingsuit. That cape's too heavy to glide on.
And
In
how did it,
Batman's defense, Alfred just got blown up in his face a couple scenes ago, and he was just fine.
his face
So if
was
he
fine.
could do it with no armor, Batman could definitely do it with some.
Shit was fake. But
Also, I'm like, yo, why did he take so much risk in that next scene? He waited till there was like 0.2 seconds on the clock to try to like run away. I'm like, this is stupid.
mad
Like,
dramatic. It's like that dramatic effect I used to do in Alienation. I was the last to get on the fucking chopper. I just had to fucking clear it out one more second. It's just one
I
of
mean,
those things.
Alfred saw the fireproof envelope and didn't put it together right away. He was like, what is this?
yeah. If they wanted to make Batman really dark, I feel like they could have made like slight changes. Like for example, that same scene with the neck bomb and he's standing there. Imagine if like at the end of that conversation, there's like 3 seconds to go, and Batman just like attaches like one of the grapple things to the guy and just sends him up to blow up by himself. Like fuck you. Like just an action like that seems like villainous, even though it ain't really. But I don't know. I feel like he could have done some stuff that he was like a little bit too morally good. I want to see a little morally gray Batman. I was kind of hoping for that. But.
Did you guys like Catwoman?
Oh, she's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah, I think some of the dialogue between them was a little awkward. They fell in love out of nowhere. I was like, this shit took nothing for these. I mean, two attractive people in this fucked up situation, fuck it. But I'm like, man, it took nothing. These people bonded. Like she was on some like run away with me. Like let's elope. Like
Pucho, it is very hard to find people to share interest with you in general. So if you find someone else that likes dressing up in a costume and going and doing weird shit at night, you gotta latch on to them.
this is marriage material offer up.
Well, the movie was definitely great. I recommend it for
Give
everyone.
it a strong thumbs up.
Real quick, what would you like to see in a sequel? If they do a sequel, what storyline would you like to see, Pooch? I think the Court of Owls. I think something with the Court of Owls would be fucking rad.
I think that's definitely what's gonna happen. The Court Hours would be incredible, especially because we haven't really seen it on TV. So I think that's a good pick. Because after that, it's like, all right, we've already seen the Riddler. We saw Joker. Like maybe they can introduce Harvey Dent. That'd be cool too. Like I mean, we've already seen Two-Face in 2 other movies, but it'll still be dope. I think.
Damn, but how would they put that in now?
The city's all fucked. They need a fucking cowboy to come in and save the day. That's Harvey Dent. Then he goes deranged.
Yeah, but you need Joker for that nigga to go deranged, right?
Nah. That movie that in the Dark Knight where they made Joker like make Two-Face go crazy, that was cool and all. But that they stole that from the Killing Joke, I think, where Joker makes Gordon go crazy. So they kind of like swapped the character out to like create a villain, which I thought was a cool way to do it. But you don't need Joker to do that.
Yeah, all in all, I'd definitely give it like an 8 or a 9. One of those two for people to go watch it.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite movie that I've seen recently.
I give it an 8. Same. I think it's a solid Batman movie. I like it.
I give it a strong 9.5. Okay. I want to see more tie-ins though. Like I don't want Superman to be in the movie. I want to see that people know Superman exists. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what Bruce Wayne thinks about Superman. I do like how they make. I'm not trying to go back because we're trying to walk away, But I like the amount of villains they showed. Like I like that they showed the Joker, showed the Riddler, showed Catwoman. They showed the Penguin, even though he's not the Penguin yet. You got Falcone. That's something that The Dark Knight didn't do well. That it was like each movie, it was like, all right, here's the one little villain or whatever. We're not showing much. Like, so I'm kind of looking forward to them building out the roster of villains that Batman has.
Yeah.
I would agree.